Hidden gems in the multiple listing service. Anybody need a lead? How's it going? And do you need a lead? Good morning. Talk to me in the chat. How's it going? Talk to me in the chat. Anybody need a lead? Oh, I'm live over on YouTube. How's it going? So let me know in the feed where you're watching from. Invite a friend. Give me those hearts over on TikTok. I think I made 9 cents last week. So I got downtown Chicago in the building. I have two new friends. I've got Anna Anna Laura and I've got Yaya came to my house. I don't listen. The event for to talk about Mexico was at my house, so I appreciate my realtor friends that come and show up to see me in person. They hadn't met me in person, so we talked about Mexico. I think we had about 10 people. You could always use a lead. Hey, Ethel, how's it going? So, good morning, Libertyville. I got my folks from Illinois. If you are over on TikTok, take a second, invite a friend. Tap the screen until your finger hurts. Tap the screen on Instagram till your finger hurts. I like the hearts. It helps people know that we're here. Take a second and invite a friend. Let's see, who can I invite? Let's invite my agents that I think are still in the bed because they work late. Who can we wake up this morning? Let's get some attorneys in the room. Let's see. I don't know if my twin is here. We should get her in the room. So there we go. We are having a buyer seminar right now. That's good. That's a good thing. Let's go get those buyers. Let's go generate some new business. Let's turn off the sound. All right. So you got your coffee? Are you ready for this? I almost want to just log into the MLS and tell you for real, how life is. For those of you that are just joining me, Mina and I did finish the book. I'm hiding the title because we're making some edits. We're making some edits. It's a really good book. I might say, if I say so myself. It's a quick read, an easy read. We're gonna record for Audible, and it will be on Kindle for those of you that don't want to buy the real book or have the paper. So let's do this. Hidden leads or hidden gems in the multiple listing service. I've got my notes. I've got all of my tools. You got your notebook. You got a notepad. Are you ready? I appreciate all of you letting me come in hot today because it's I had people at my house and you already know. Shout out to Sheena and Nikki for coming to see me because you know what happens. I didn't go to bed till like 1 o'clock. So now, for those of you that are here, you know how I work. I'm going to ask the question. How many of you, how's business going? How's real estate going? Do you feel stuck? One of the agents in my office here last night, it's like all of a sudden it picked up. And I am going to say this. With the climate in the world, especially in the United States, I want everybody to know that there are things that I think about every day, especially with families being broken up. And I struggle with how do I sell real estate every day? But we still have to do work. So I got to go to work and then I pray because there are days when I struggle with everything that's happening in the world. I don't know if it affects any of you. I think nothing affects my husband. He could easily say he's emotionally removed. So I gotta tell all of you that there are things that affect me mentally, but we still got to get dressed and get out the door and go to work. All right, you ready? So, again, for those of you that are watching me over on TikTok, tap the screen, give me those hearts. And for those of you that are on Instagram, same thing. You can heart me if you want. Invite a friend. Let's do this. So, I'm going to start with simple. And I probably could have given this all away. I have a lot of handouts that I give away often. If you are in the membership, and again, if you're in the membership, you're gonna get a notification that it's gonna feel like the membership is being canceled, but it's being rebuilt. But you'll still have access to the current platform. We're gonna figure that out. It's just not easy. I had to work with Kartra to get all that done. So I said, use lead generation. Cayenne, did you get my DM? I was trying to put you in my book. Use lead generation for rentals and mail postcards. Got 2 phone calls from current renters who are now in the process of getting approved to purchase. I'm just going to take a screenshot of that because that to me tells me that what I teach all of you actually works. So it and I know Cayenne is dual career. There's no such thing as part-time or some of the time. So I know what I teach works. I just need all of you to do the work because I can't do it for you. So I'm here to motivate you. So with that being said, let me do one more thing. I'm gonna start with canceled and expires. We'll talk about renters to buyers. Let me tell you what I got. I've got a leads now, generating leads. I've got that handout. And it's a white page, seller leads checklist. I got that checklist. And then I have expireds, the hidden gems from your multiple listing service and the tax records. So, in no specific order today, because I didn't write in Evernote, I went and grabbed all of my notes. I want all of you to think about, remember, was anybody in the class that I taught? It was called the focus factor. I believe that that's going to be my theme for all 2026. We're going back to, I need some of you to really figure out what you're going to do. I just did a retreat with my top producers in Florida. And when some of us got done, I said, now how are you going to get all this done? How are you going to actually get the work done? So as I'm sending out another e-blast, my question is, how are you going to get all of this done? So if I were to ask the question, how many things you have in your list that you want to get done? Did I move here it is. I had people over, so I was trying to hide everything in my podcast room. So, like, what are you willing to do every single day? I mean, if you're dual career, it's going to look different. If you're dual career, but if you're not really dual career, but you're an entrepreneur somewhere else, what can you actually get done? You only have 24 hours in a day, but if you're like me, I'm tired. Menopause is for real, for real. It's for real. So tell me in the feed, what are you willing to do every single day to generate new business? Tell me, tell me, tell me. I'm going to click. Oh, yeah, let's go. Let's just invite everybody. So now time to mail recipe cards with fragrance to my neighborhood to get listing leads. Oh, just don't do vanilla. Okay, you got me thinking. And for those of you that are like, I'm not doing the recipe cards, I'm not doing the recipe cards. But if I did a recipe card and I used to do this every fall, I would do pumpkin pie versus sweet potato pie and give you the recipe. And then I say, tell me which one you like best after you made it. Like for me, it's a little bit different because back in the day, we used to do recipe cards and that is all realtors used to do. And it was weird to me. But if I did it, I'd put a spin on it because I just think that's the way to go. All right, here we go. Number one, in no specific order, and I'm going to, again, I could talk to you for hours on lead generation. If you are in my market, go to training.mredllc.com. I'm teaching today. So you can come learn from me for free. So targeting canceled isn't and expired is not rocket science. And when I say it's not rocket science, now don't judge me, but you guys can't see. Hold on. This is cancel, targeting cancels and expires. Let me take some coffee. I'm literally going to show you what I do. You ready? So it's a hanging. Oh, I like that. See? Get me together, Cayenne. Get me together. So, number one. Well, okay, let me read what I wrote. So this type of lead generation takes consistency, follow up, and conversion. You got to ask for the business. And for those of you that have yeah, tap the screen. Let's tap the screen. Let's see if we can get Mina in here. Where's Mina at? Oh, let's just text Mina. So for those of you that are afraid to ask for the business afraid. Ask for the business terrified. Ask for the business even though you're not sure if you know what you're doing. Ask for the business. I should get all the marks in here. Oh, so trying to make my husband join. All right. So there are enough cancels and expired properties to target, even if you're like, I don't see any in my market. So pick an area and remain consistent. And when I say pick an area, I live in a city that has 25,000 people. but I have neighboring cities that I can target. And I can promise you there that some of you are not doing this and you're like, "Well, Carrie, Tina is marketing all the time and they're doing business better than me." Get that out of your head. Somebody wants to see you. Somebody wants to see your photo. Somebody's looking for somebody new. So get over yourself and let's do this. So, and nothing happens overnight. It happens over time, consistency with patience and follow up, and then we'll throw in ask for the business. So here's 6 ways to lead generate, but I got more. Number one, expireds from last night. How many properties expired at midnight? Right now in my MLS, because I'm logged in, I got two. I've got two. Two. Cayenne Hazelcrest. There, I got two. Don't let me beat you to that one. So cancels and expireds from last night. Daily canceled listings. Because we have canceled listings that happen every single day, and that's real time. Expireds typically happen at midnight. I don't think any other MLS is different, but they happen at all day long. So I'm going to tell you how many cancels there are in my market. Well, based on the areas that I'm watching. Hold that thought. Drum roll, please. There are, I'm like, hold on. I have about 100 in the areas I'm watching. About 100. So number two is cancels from last night. So number one was canceled from last night. Two is daily cancels. Number three is I want all of you. Tell me, do you have access? What do you have access to? So I have Connect MLS. I have Realist. I have RPR. I have Remine. I have IMAP. What are you using? So I'm going to tell you the simple version. If you go to all of you right now, go to last year, you can look for properties that were canceled or expired. Number three, I'm putting in canceled or expires from September to December of last year. And depending on which MLS you're in, you can put in an off market field or canceled or expired, and you can put in a date range. Now, you cannot just mail, you will have to do some research because it is a violation of license law to go after someone else's listing that's actively on the market. It's a code of ethics violation, so you need to do some research. So if I were to use my MLS and I have it in Florida, I can look at the expires and put in a date range, and I can look to see all properties that expired between September of last year through December. Now, can I look at all September of 2025? Absolutely. If you're watching the replay, what year are you in? Go back and look at that. So in my MLS, I have cross property residential and I have a field called off market, and I can go back in time. Now, I will want to look at the listing history, and you don't have to send out 100 postcards today. You could do handwritten notes, about 5 a day. Remember, focus. What are you willing to do? Send 1 to 5 handwritten notes. Look at the expires and canceleds every day. Okay, so you could do that. Cancels and expires. And the reason why I'm telling you to look at specifically cancels from, for all of you over on YouTube, specifically cancels from September through December, these are people that canceled on purpose. If it expired, it may not have ever been relisted. Now, again, you got to go double check to see if it was relisted. Now, the bottom of the market expires. Now, I'm going to say you could go back, you could do as far back as you want. And when I say the bottom of the market, it really depends on what area you're in. If you don't have access to Realist, you're going to do this in your own MLS. But again, you got to double check to see if it ever sold. I can go back to 2007 in my multiple listing service in the current MLS, but we have an archive. So I can go back to 2007 to see if anything was expired or canceled in the city I live in that was never relisted. So that is your number 4, the bottom of the market. Now, let me make it really relevant to help some of you. It doesn't matter what state you're in. It doesn't matter what MLS you're in. It doesn't matter. There is a way for all of you to do this. So I'm going to pull up West Chicago, Illinois, not Chicago, West Chicago, the suburbs. And the bottom of the market in West Chicago, because I'm in InfoSparks now. If you're trying to figure this out, if you don't have InfoSparks, you can use RPR and you can go to the neighborhood report. Let me tell you how to do that, because some of you are like, well, tell me. So let me give you the steps, and then I'll come back and give you the steps for InfoSparks. When you're in RPR, if you want to see the bottom of the market, let me show it to you. If you are in, I can show you on YouTube. So if you're in RPR, you're simply going to go to research, residential market trends, and then you're going to put in whatever city you want. So I'm going to go with Florida, Kissimmee, and I can scroll down to where the median sales price is. So I'm looking at the bottom of the market for median sales price. The bottom of the market, the true bottom was actually 2010, but I could easily go through maybe 2012-ish. So in Kissimmee, Florida, the bottom of the market was 2010. So step one, RPR. Step two, when you're in RPR, go to the top of the screen, click research, then click residential market trends, then put in the city. Now, if you have InfoSparks, I have InfoSparks in Illinois. I know South Florida has InfoSparks. What you're going to do is you're going to put in the name of the city, top left, if you're taking really good notes. It's number two, you're going to go over to the right and change the date to the max number of years. That's on the right. And then the bottom of the market in West Chicago, Illinois, it's 2012. Now that you know the bottom of the market, that's when prices of homes were at their lowest. And so 2012 is more than 10 years, right? Right. Now, some of you might be saying, well, Carrie, why do you want to go to the bottom of the market? Well, I want to go to the bottom of the market because I want to now go look for properties in Realist or Remine or my MLS based on the lowest price. Now, I can go look for expireds in 2008. I can go look for properties that sold in 2008 or 1990 because we know they probably have equity. So there's so many ways you could do this. I just want you to focus. So we are now on number 4 if you're just joining. So number 1 was expireds from last night, the hidden gems. Number 2, daily canceled listings. Number 3 it was look for the canceleds between September and December from last year. You could do the same thing with expireds. And the reason why is because people were strategic if they canceled during the fall or the winter months. Then number 4 was the bottom of the market. So I told you Kissimmee, Florida, the bottom of the market was 2010, 2011. And then the bottom of the market in West Chicago was 2012. So now I'm going to use Realist first for Illinois, and then I'll go over to Remine. Now you could do RPR as well. So what I would do in Realist, number 1 is once I'm in Realist, and I'm going to tell you, if you go over to YouTube later, it'll be in my lives. And let me see, we are about 15 minutes in. So I would click search in Realist. If you're not using Realist, you can go and look for the bottom of the market in your multiple listing service. How far back can you go for data? So I'm going to click search, my search. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to build a form. Now you got to come see me in class. If you come see me in class today, if you're watching the replay, you can go to the link in my bio to find when I'm teaching in whatever month it is. I'm teaching. And I always end with a lead generation tip. I'll show you this one today. So I have the ability to put in the MLS expiration date from the bottom of the market. Tell me you like this. Invite a friend or tell a friend to come back and watch the replay. So I'm going to put in January 2012 through December 31st, 2012. And then I'm going to change the MLS status to expired. So I'm looking at the MLS expiration date, bottom of the market. I'm putting in the status, and then I'm going to put in, I said West Chicago. And just because I'm going to put in 1 bedroom so I don't get commercial, although maybe I want commercial, and I'll click search. So right now, drum roll, are you ready for this? For those of you that wrote it down, can you type it in the chat? I'll give you the steps again. There are 12 expireds from 2012 that were never relisted. Let me say it again. In Realist, you can, yeah, I can, these were never relisted. Now, could it have sold to the neighbor? Could there have been a deed change because the parents decided to give the house to the kids? Yeah, but it was never relisted. So now, again, thank you for joining me. If you are on TikTok, tap screen. If you're on Instagram, tap screen. Let me know you like this. And now let me give you the steps again. I'm going to give you a few steps. Are you ready? When we're looking at for expireds, I want you, all of you, to know that you need to figure out the bottom of the market. In the bottom of the market, if you use RPR, once you log in, NAR, your membership for NAR is worth it just for RPR. Number one, go to research. Number two, go to residential market trends. Number three, type in the name of the city and state. That's it. That's all. Then scroll down to a section that's called median estimated property value. And I can see that the bottom of the market for Kissimmee is about 2010. So that's when now again, I can go back as far as I need to, but 2010 median sales price in Kissimmee was $86,000. Today, median sales price is in Kissimmee about $361,000. So my goal for going back in the past is to look for people that have equity or they tried to sell. Now you could flip this to, it doesn't have to just be expireds if you're getting that. Now, so number one was log into narrpr.com. Number two, at the top of the screen, click research. Top of the screen. Number three, once you click research, choose residential market trends. And then number four was, so type in the city and then scroll down to median estimated property value. If you are in InfoSparks, number one, once you get into InfoSparks, put in the name of the city in the top left-hand corner. Tap the screen, Mina. Number two, go over to the right and change the max number of years to as far back as you can go. In Illinois, I can go back to 2006. Then you can see the bottom of the market because the default is median sales price. And the median sales price in the city of West Chicago in 2012, here I'm going to do detached, was 124,000. And the median sales price today was, it's about 400,000. And I can tell you, in September of 2024, it was 422,000. So we're starting to see a change in my city. So now that you've done that, I came over to Realist. So here, now if you don't have Realist, I'll give you some steps for your MLS. You just have to figure out what, let's see, unlock, what does it say? Can you guys chat with me still or no? Did I fix that? Can you guys chat with me here on, because if you can, I got to figure out what I did wrong over on TikTok. All right. So when you log into Realist, now again, if you don't have it, give me a second. I'll tell you what you can do in the MLS. Number one, go to search. Number two, click my search. One, search. Two, search. My search, I mean. One, click search. Two, click my search. Number three, you have to build a form for expireds. If you've never been in class with me, come see me in class. I created a custom search and the fields are, I'm going to give you the basics. The fields are, this is number four with ABCD. MLS expiration date, MLS status, city, and then I might go with bedrooms and bathrooms. That's it. That's all. You could add more, but you could. So for those, again, if you're on Instagram, thank you. If you're on TikTok, tap the screen, and then Mina, you have to tell me if you can't comment because I got to figure that out. So then what I did was I put in the bottom of the market, which was 2012. I put in the city, and then I put in at least one bedroom, and I have 20 properties that were never relisted. I could put this in the mail today. I could use data from InfoSparks, RPR, then put it in ChatGPT, send out my letters today. So that was your number four. So number one, target the expireds from last night. Number two, daily canceled listings. Number three, look for canceled last year between September and December. You can't comment on TikTok. And then Number 4, the bottom of the market for the expireds. And then number 5, you should go update your daily updates in Remine if you have real estate data mining. So I got to figure that out, Mina. Maybe let's see. I'll keep talking while I look at TikTok. So daily updates from Remine. Now, here's something you can do. In Remine, if you have access to Remine, and I'm going to take you through the steps. Let me log in. When you are in Remine, you have the ability at the top of the screen. Let's see. Oh, it's not. I don't know what's happening. I'll figure it out, Mina. I gotta go live to turn that off. So in Remine, if you have Remine at the top of the screen under first of all, when you're in Remine, you need to click properties. When you click, this is at the top. Once you click properties, then what you're gonna do is you're going to go to status, and I recommend off-market bedrooms and bathrooms. Once you're here, the next thing you're gonna do, and let me turn on the status. Status gives you the ability to put in the actives. Now hold that thought because you cannot mail to active. So let me say this a few times for all of you. I can put in the actives. I can put in whatever city I want, and I can save it as a cart. So I'm choosing the actives. I'm not going to mail to the actives, but the reason why I'm putting in the actives, there's 77 in Maywood. My goal is to save it as a cart. You got to come see me in class. And then I can watch it in real time. So the moment I save this as a cart, I got too many in here. Then under daily, because you have a cup of coffee in the top left-hand corner, every day I can log into Remind and click the actives. And then when I click on the actives, the best thing I can do now is I can see if anything expired every single day and the cancels every single day. So when agents tell me they don't have a way to generate leads, it's you. It's you. It's you. So now let's see. So now you got to come up with your marketing. I recommend ChatGPT. Now again, I'm going to show you once Mina and I do our edits in the book, I got tips in here how to do the work. So once we do the updates, I'll tell you to go get the book. Don't, and if you figured out how to go find the book, give us until Sunday because we got some edits. So now you have to do marketing. So I'm going to tell all of you I like data. So you can pull data from RPR, you could choose InfoSparks, you could choose your MLS. I realize I didn't tell you how to get those fields from the MLS. We'll come back to that. So if I am targeting those 2 expireds that happened in my MLS today, the first thing I would do is I would go look at, here, come on. I'd click on those 2 expireds, and then I would click on the MLS number. And then I would look at the listing and property. First of all, I'm going to see who had it listed. Not an agent in my office? Good. 2, I would go to the listing and property history. And if the property is relisted, I'm out because it's relisted. It tells me. If it's not relisted, I would go to Realist, Remine, or RPR, or IMAP. I need to go find the owner's name. And once I have the owner's name, because I can go to, I'll use Remine as my example. Then, let's see, what do I got in here? I need my handwritten note cards. That's not the one I want. That's not the one. I'm going to show you. I used to be a member of another group. So I have these stickers. Oh, by the way, I'm not too busy for your referral. So I have that sticker. And then some of you know who that is. I don't have the cards I want. So I'm just going to grab any card. So I have a blank note card. So I would open this up. And I'm going to make up the name. I would say, Dear Tom, I see your home is no longer being actively marketed. When you decide to interview new agents, I would love to be considered. Then, yeah, you see the me too? Then I grab my business card. I don't know whose business card it is. Mine. And then I would take my business card. I put it up here at the top. I think that's the top. And then I go grab my sticker. If you don't have stickers, you could go make your own with the Avery 5160. And I might say, if your home is currently listed, please don't consider this a solicitation. So then I'm going to stick this at the top like that, stuff it in the envelope, put my company address on the envelope, mail it to the person, put it in the mail today. That's one lead today. You have no excuse. The hardest part is you got to follow up. You got to track. Did anybody call you? If they didn't call you, then you just need to follow up again. You got to keep doing the research for that same expired property. You got some? You got some too? All right. So those were my hidden gems for cancels and expired. So here are the ideas that convert. Number one, you need a call to action. So when you decide to interview new agents, call me, text me, email. I like text, call, email, because you give people permission to text you. Not everybody wants to call. Number two, I gave you the handwritten note. Number three, mail using data. So first of all, these notes are from like 2020 when I did this. But now I would throw in use ChatGPT. So I would use data to convert. So I can go to InfoSparks, RPR, and then I can use the prompt that I shared with all of you last week. I should have put the prompt in the book, but that just means you need to come see Mina and I speak at NAR on Friday in Houston, November 14th at 11:30 a.m. Number four, you can cold call. So if you can get their phone number, I know you can get their phone number in Remind. There are other tools that you can invest in. Or maybe you drop off a doorknob bag. One of you, I think it's Cayenne, right? You can get doorknob bags from Uline, Amazon. You could stuff doorknob bags and put it on the property. Make sure you know the rules for going to people's houses in your city. And then you have to follow up. That's number six. So, ways to find the expireds. You ready? Here's the next checklist in no specific order. Number one, your multiple listing service. Number two, Remine, real estate data mining. Number three, Realist. Number four, RPR. Number five, you could use IMAP, another tax system. You could pay to play. Now, I'm not endorsing anyone, but there's something called Vulcan, VULCAN. Google it. You can pay for the expireds that you have in your MLS. They're just selling them back to you, but they have phone numbers. So you have fun with that. The concept to schedule yourself. Mail every single day. Monthly, go back to the expireds. I told you the cancels. I like direct mail with a QR code. If you want to, if your goal is to create inbound marketing, again, creating the marketing with data, share data on social media and tell people to come to your social media to learn from you. Nobody really comments on the data. I got to figure out how to make it fun or funny. But I know y'all watch because people call me about the data. They call me. Add your social media to your marketing so people can find you, and then add people to your client relationship management tool when they contact you. If you don't have one, your multiple listing service probably does. It may not be the best of the best, but you could put people in your MLS and save them. Let's see. Now I could go on and on, but I did tell you I'm going to give you a way to do this in your MLS. So I want all of you to figure out where the hot sheet is in your MLS. So in Kissimmee, I'm sorry, in Orlando, Stellar MLS and MRED, I can go to the hot sheet and I can look at the expireds every single day. So that's one way. The other way is I can put in off market and I can look for everything that's off market and you choose the field for either off market, expired, or canceled. It depends on your MLS. In my MLS, I can look at the cancels and expireds. They're fair game in my MLS. So you can go back in time. So I can go back to, I think, 2007 in my MLS. So how far back can you go if you don't have Realist, Remind, everybody's got RPR if you're a realtor member, IMAP. You can go target these possibilities if you just do the work. Yes, maybe you got it. You're like, yes, I got it. So because my goal was to talk to you about hidden gems, I want to give you another way to, and I've talked about this before, but sometimes you need me to tell you more than once, right? If you're in my membership, the next class is November 1st, 9 a.m., I think. So if you need a lead now, you ready? And I'm just going to read this, even though it's not all MLS. Number one, anyone that did not buy from you in the past year or two. Number two, everyone from your MLS that rented a home 9 months ago through today. Everyone in your MLS that rented a property that did not from 9 months ago. So what do I mean? And you can do this in pretty much any MLS. It just depends on where you work. I know I can do it in Kissimmee. I know I can do it in Georgia. I know I can do it in Illinois. You just got to figure out your fields. Go take a class. So I'm in my MLS in Illinois and I'm in residential rental. If you have Connect MLS in Georgia, you could do the same thing, but it's lease. So I am now looking for properties that were rented. And then I'm going to go back 9 months ago. So if you're watching the replay, what is 9 months ago from now? If you're listening to me live, let's count because I need my fingers for this one. So it's September, August, July, June, May, April, March, February, January is 9 months ago. So 9 months ago today would be January 23rd. Is it 23rd? 24th through October 24th. So it would be January 24th, 2025 through October 24th, 2025. And then what you're going to do, because I'm going to put in the date range and make it relevant. What city do you want? Where are my folks at? I'm going to put in Bolingbrook because I typically don't work there. And then I'm going to put in that date range. So I said January 24th, 2025 through October 24th, 2025. And I usually by now have someone that says, you got your setup? Okay, Gia, let me know how it works. Like, I just need one of y'all to do this and then send me a DM, say it worked, and then let me use your testimony in a book. So right now in Bolingbrook, there are 83 potential buyers. Okay, the Stokes Realty, come on. There's 83 potential buyers. Why did I go back 9 months? Because anyone that rented out property a year ago has already made a decision to move. Anyone that rented prior to January, they've already given their notice. They're going to stay. They're going to do something. And I need you to just start. So if you're taking notes, you're going to make a pattern. You could use Excel. I like to use Google Sheets. Write down January 24th, 2025, and then to the right of it, October 24th, 2025. If you want a true spreadsheet, the first date would be today's date, and the column would be the day you work. The second column would be go back 9 months in the past, and then the third column would be through today. So the same two fields for the first column and the last column. Then next month, on November 24th, you're going to go back 9 months. And so the first date would be February 24th, 2025 through November 24th, 2025. Then when you get to December 24th, nobody's working on that day. Maybe you are. You go back 9 months, which would be March 24th, 2025 through December 24th, 2025. Did you get the pattern? Did you get it? YouTube folks, TikTok. Yes, you got it? You say you got it. You got it. You got it. You have no excuse. The hardest part is it's called work. You know I preach this. It's called work, right? It's called work. What did I say? Nothing happens overnight. It happens over time with consistency, patience, and follow up. And then you got to ask for the business. You got to get up, get dressed, and get to work. You got to get up, get dressed, get out the door. And some of you might need to get up, work out, eat breakfast, get ready for the day, go for a walk, and then come back in the house so you feel like you went somewhere. Figure it out. Make it work for you. So, number three, more buyers, absentee owners the property might be rented. So you can go back to your tax system and look for absentee owners. That could be a listing, and it could be, if it's rented, it could be a buyer, but absentee owners. By the way, let me go back to that renter to buyer list. That list is a list of addresses. So if you can go to If you can go to, if you can find the address of the landlord, that could be an opportunity to list it for rent or to list it for sale. Number four, target the seller that doesn't live in the home, and then work with the seller as the listing agent. Number five, if the seller has a tenant, help them. Number six, anyone that rented from you in the past is a buyer lead. Oh, back to those columns. First column is the day you're working. So, what is today's date? So, write down today's date, the day I work. The second column is 9 months ago. So, what was 9 months ago from today? So, I went and I started with September. I didn't do October. And I went back to January. The last column is today. So, really, that first column and the second column are the same dates. So, that last column is you want to go through today. Why? Because anyone that rented between January and February of 2025, they're gonna get one mailer. Anyone that rented from you that rented between February and March is gonna get two mailers. Anyone that rented between March and April is gonna get three mailers. Anyone that rented between April and May is going to get four mailers. Do you see the pattern? The goal is to create a pipeline for 2025, 2026, and forever. The hard part is you guys you don't work through the boredom. You don't work through I got to get this done. You get stuck. And by the way, if you didn't get anything done on your checklist today, you just start over tomorrow. Don't overthink this. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up if the work didn't get done. Just start again the next day, especially if you're dual career. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to work like a top producer. When I started selling real estate in 2001, I had two kids, and then 90 days in, I was pregnant. I just wanted to make $60,000 a year. That's it. That's all. And top producer for me is not important. It is important for a lot of people, not me. I want to make a living, and I want to make a living based on the income I need to make. Do I want to be wealthy? Sure. But some of you need to figure out what works for you. You don't have to go try to keep up with the other agents that are able to do 25 million a year because they're single with no kids and no dog. You don't have to, you don't, and maybe they're on a team and you're like, man, how are they doing this? They got 25 people on the team and they're doing 400 listings a year and they don't take a break. There's something called, what do you want? You don't have to do what everybody else does. And it is okay to not get the top producer award. Go make a living. Take your kids on vacation. Live life because 50 comes. I'm here. I need a minute. I'm sleepy. I need to lay down somewhere. Mm. Oh, create content around your ideal client. For me, it's first time buyers. Love first time home buyers. Every January, here's another way you could use this same list is um, I would target them and say, reinvest your tax refund. I did the renters in the bottom of the market. I got a lot of companies. How should I mail to them? Now, if you when you say you got a lot of companies, did you put in commercial? Like, what did you put in? If it could be owned by a hedge fund. So I got a lot of questions. I got a lot of questions. Should I go back and get the tax address and send individual letters or just the one letter? I would do a mail merge if I was looking for people at the bottom of the market, and I would definitely mail to them individually. It'll be more personal. You have to do all 80 at one time? No. You could do 10 a day. Don't overthink that. Let's see. Yeah, invest your tax refund into the down payment. I just said that. Every January, you can go live to talk about it, or you could do videos around reinvesting your tax refund. Now's a really good time to do a postcard on give yourself the gift of home ownership for Christmas. Whether you celebrate it or not, give yourself the gift of home ownership during the holidays. Get prepared to buy in 2025. That rhymes. I don't know. What are we going to say for 2026? Tell your story on social media. Why'd you buy a house? If you are if you're my membership, go to the buyer boot camp. Everything I'm talking about, I show you how to do. And then you are more likely to generate a buyer lead from now renters to buyers. I know it works. Mark, I know it works because we do it. He just closed the deal. Buyer leads still come, they will come from social media more than listing leads, but it can happen. So, and again, I could talk for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. I think I'm good. For those of you that are watching me over on YouTube, let me go see if I have comments on YouTube. Let's go see. Oh, I keep clicking the wrong thing. We do not want to close. Oh, I don't want to. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions? Whether now, if you're on TikTok, I got to figure out what I did and what I turned off. So, hey, Marsha, um, I'm taking orders for holiday pies. Yep. So Marsha's doing holiday pies for the holidays. We're only seeing, okay, got it, got it. Okay, so you got all the tips over on YouTube. Again, thank you for watching on YouTube if you're listening to the podcast. Thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right. Anybody got questions over on?